Hey, what's up, Cole? This is going to be kind of a short and sweet demo of your A180 Airsoft conversion. This started out, or it is kind of a mouthful, but it's a Luger P08 A180 kind of conversion. I forget the company that makes it offhand, but it started off as an airsoft pistol. Not super install friendly. It took me pretty much all day of working on this yesterday. This is the first one of these that I've done. I had to disassemble it. There are some functions that were on this saber, or on this blaster, that aren't anymore, such as being able to take this assembly off. All right, we won't be able to do that anymore. The magazine that used to come out, it doesn't come out anymore. So what I did was took that magazine out. I chopped everything except for about that much off, and then I did JB weld it onto here, so you'd still have the aesthetic. But I had to have all of this room inside of the handle for the board, the battery, the speaker, the recharge port, everything like that. All right. One thing you'll notice is when you first got this and you took this and you pulled it back, as you pulled it up, this entire assembly came back a little bit. I took that away just so that, you can still pull this up and cock it, or you can cock it from right here. I did make this mechanism a lot easier to do. It had a magnet in there that connected to the back barrel to the front barrel. I took all those barrels out, all the springs out. I took the spring out of this guy. I put a smaller one in so it wasn't so stiff, and it was easy to go like this if you wanted to do that. I took the inner barrel out completely. So it's not something that was needed. I approached this much like I did the NN14 blaster that I did for you recently. All right, so that inner barrel came completely out, just two set screws that were holding it in. Now you have a 15 pixel accent strip right here. You've got another 15 pixel accent strip right here. And then I've got 1 pixel that's pointing towards the barrel so that you get animation on both sides here and on the tip of the barrel as well. If you can see inside that trigger assembly, right in the back, there's that little tactile switch. It's a 5mm brass hat. So now you've got power right there. There's hardly any play. It's like a hair trigger. Only that much pushes it. All right, so that's what we've got. The auxiliary, of course, is right here. You can feel it right here go. This was a very interesting setup on the auxiliary switch because I've got that switch actually moving. In order to take away the play of this coming back as you pulled up, I did have to come over here. I dremeled this off. If you look carefully in there, way in the back, you can see your auxiliary switch. That is actually pressed by the bottom of this piece right here, but I have that switch moving. It's glued into a mechanism on the inside. So when you pull this up or you cock it back, that mechanism comes forward along with your auxiliary switch until it reaches this piece right here. So you can kind of, I don't know if you can tell it's coming forward, but it comes forward all the way to the very back, and then it clicks that switch right here. All right, that was an interesting setup because I had to make sure my wiring was on point. I had enough slack for that switch to move, but not too much slack so it didn't get caught up and twisted or broke. All right, so I've tested this many times to make sure that it's good to go, and you should be fine there. All right. Another interesting part of this build was getting the kill switch to hook on to the actual safety mechanism on your gun here. So this is in the off position. The safety is on basically on this gun. So when the safety is on, the blaster is off. All right. And when we flip this up and take the safety off, now the blaster's on. So you get that animation over here as well. The front barrel. All right. Cock it back. You just simply, you'll hear it or you'll feel it click at the very end. You don't have to do it hard. You got a few different blaster modes on here. I'm using Kyberphonics NN14 font right now. We'll do it again. To play your soundtrack, it's a double press. That can be a little bit difficult, but when you get it, it's cool. All right, another double press to turn it off. Just like that, all right? And then when we put the safety on, the blaster doesn't work, all right? When you want to charge this guy, and you will eventually, you'll want to come over here. The same side of the blaster that has the safety is the panel that you're going to take off. It's one flathead screw right here at the bottom. So we're going to take that off real quick and go over this. You can see some wires in here, so my apologies for that. I typically hate to show any wiring on my installs at all, but this is one of those deals where it was just like, man, if I can just get it to fit, it will be something, right? So we're going to take that off like I did. We'll come over here and pop this off. When you look in here, you have a 22mm Smoke Goes Outpost Nano Elite speaker. I didn't want to put a 28mm in here because I'd have to start like epoxying it and gluing it E6000 all over the place, and I did not like that look. I came up with a small chassis design for this. On the other side where you can't see is the board, but I've shown you pictures of that. So you've got that there. You've got your recharge port right here. So this is also JB welded in place. Nice and flat right here. Tested this out, but you will want to charge this guy. It's a brand new battery. It's an 18350 battery, but that is your recharge port. All right. One of probably the last thing about this that was very interesting was getting this arm. I designed this arm to hook on to the safety on the blaster, but then also come down here. It's on a swivel to come down here and work the kill switch. There's a lot more travel in this safety than there is in the kill switch. The kill switch only goes so far. That's why I've got like that slot cut out in my model right there, so it would account for the movement, the full movement of the safety, right? So that's on and that's off. Typically, when I first started testing this guy, it would not work very well with the handle off. So I had to make this bottom part thick enough to where it would be pressed down onto the kill switch when the actual grip was on, but not too thick that it wouldn't work. So after about 3 iterations, I got this perfect where I like it, right? So when you put this handle back on, there's a few tabs on the top side of the grip. They slide up underneath. So just take your time, slide that up underneath, clip it down like this. You'll probably have a little bit of issue coming over this guy. It's after you do it a few times, it works fine, but the grip will get caught on that button if you're not careful. So go down there, snap it in place. We're going to put that screw back in real quick. Tighten it down with a flathead screwdriver. All right. I was going to drill a hole in the bottom here where you have this hole already, and I was going to put your recharge port in there, but that's solid steel, very hard to drill through, and I didn't want that that recharge port being seen, so that was what I came up with to put it in there. All right, so hopefully you don't have to charge us too much. It's not like a full Saber. There's not a ton going on. So if you're just diligent in flipping your kill switch when you're not using it, a full charge will last you a long time. All right, but so again, when that panel's on, that arm that I've got between the safety and the kill switch is now fully engaged and pressed up against the kill switch, and we can easily come over here and turn it on. And then turn it off. Nothing. All right, so that is basically your A180 Airsoft conversion. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll get this out in the mail to you Tuesday because Monday is a holiday. This is my very last install of the year, my 344th install this year, and this is the last one. So this was really cool to do. I probably never do one again. But anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I hope that you like the way that it came out, and I hope that you have a happy new year. Thank you.